Hey, what you doing on?
Truth be told, we in the building.
Truth be told.
Truth be told, hey y'all.
What's happening?
Okay. So I guess Tay, you really didn't miss too much on Tuesday. Clearly,
Nah,
we
she showed it. She showed fuck did.
so yeah, so we just this is a clean slate. We
Clean slate.
yeah, we didn't even really do too much or nothing. So
I just like
Okay.
fuck it.
We ain't even get to booty talk. We almost did.
I,
Not didn't get to booty talk. That's like y'all favorite.
Shit, booty talk might have made everything go better.
Anyway, so go
oh,
ahead, Lady T. What's your topics for today? And then
oh,
before we go into that though, I did add Rich Homie Quan to our itinerary because I
crazy.
did hear he passed away today.
Yeah, I
Oh,
So
heard that
so
too.
sad.
That
And
was crazy.
so
go
we
to
can talk about that later on.
right. Absolutely. Well, I was just the first thing I wanted to know, and this was really random, y'all, but it came to mind, and only because I feel like mental health is very important out here, and a lot of people don't realize how important it is until it's too late.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't really have people to talk to and stuff like that. Just in general. So my question was like, is there at least one person? Is there at least one person in your life right now that if you needed them, could you call them? And that's whether it be for motivation, for money, for help, any of that. Like, just in general. Like, is there anybody that you have in your life right now that does that? And honestly, I feel like this. If you don't, then you may want to change the circle and the people that you around, because you should at least one person that you look up,
Mm,
or one person that you can call on to talk to, or somebody you can confide in, or anything. I mean, of course, we all can go to the Most High or whoever you call your God or whatever. But in general, there should be at least one person that you have in your everyday circle that you can go to. And I just say that because um I do see that it be a lot of people out here, like I said, that don't have that. And from children on up to adults. I mean,
mhm,
there where we have people that needs to talk to somebody. Um
mhm.
and they hold back for whatever reasons. You have people who still have childhood trauma, you know, and they are also indulging in things. This actually kind of connects with, Rich Homie Quan, because they're saying that he OD'd. I don't know if that's really what happened, but
It's
um
yeah, it's on the news and stuff. I don't know, but
people use drugs. A lot of people use liquor, pill, but just other things to cover up how they really,
mhm.
because they are suffering from some type of issue. So I think it's just very important that we all find someone that you can trust to talk to.
Mhm.
It will definitely just help along the way. And it kind of goes back to what we was talking about. I think it was last week. Like who's in your circle. Because depending on who you put yourself around is who you may turn
Doug,
out.
I'm about to mute you, man.
So
Well,
that
Go ahead, Lady T. That was you playing the music.
I don't know. I'm
yeah.
sorry. That was
I know how Doug try to throw the music in there sometimes.
Are you talking about the music from the stream yard? Nah, I wasn't playing it.
Somebody played like some scary music, scary movie
I heard
music.
it. I heard it, but I didn't know where it came from. It wasn't
It,
me.
it wasn't me.
Yeah, it was definitely my TV. My
I'm like, yeah, Doug, I'm gonna have to mute you, my boy.
That wasn't. That definitely wasn't me.
but yeah, so
That was
um
the wrong
I
music
think
to
that's
be
a really
playing.
good, like a really good topic right now, because I think in society we really are going through this really rough. It is like almost like a pandemic of just how many people who are having mental problems right now, and maybe they do feel like that they have no one to talk to. This topic hits very close to me because I mean, I have a family member, a really close family member who's going through it right now. And it's rough because we are there to talk to her, and it's like it doesn't matter. Like it's too far gone now. You know what I'm saying? And so trying to get a professional involved after they're way too far gone is hard. It's really hard. One, because they have to be willing because they're adults. And two, you know what I'm saying? So some of them aren't willing because they don't believe there's nothing wrong. So I think this is a good topic. I feel like drugs and alcohol and different things have definitely taken place of therapy, taken place of us just really opening up about the truth of what we're going through. And like you said, childhood traumas is leading adults to some serious issues, later on in their lives. So, like having someone you talk to, thank God I do. I have someone that I can talk to and be real with, and I can talk to her straight up, like straight up. So I don't have to beat around the bush, talk to her straight like it is. She talked to me straight like it is. I grew up in church. So like I got a lot of cousins that I'm close to, but there are certain things I can't discuss with them. I mean, I'm not saying that prayer ain't good and that, telling them and them, being able to pray for me, that is awesome. I love prayer. I'm a believer in that. But to have someone that you could talk to without condemning you with that, you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
I want to be able to tell you what's going on and you be real with me on some realistic stuff and not just straight head for spirituality.
exactly. And I'm gonna add to that only because I know the first thing that in the professional world, everybody
Hmm.
always say, oh, well, that's why you can go ahead and talk to a therapist or a counselor or a psychiatrist. Well, I actually, before I decided to go in the health field, I was going to
Hmm.
come. I looked up psychology. So I took a lot of psychology classes and I really dive deep. And so I know a lot about that. And one thing I can say that a lot of people don't know is that those therapists and those psychologists, they actually go through more mental health than we do. And
Wow.
Yeah, they
honest,
do.
it for real. And it's because
Yeah.
they have so many different voices
Yes.
of things that they're sucking in every day. And then
Hmm.
they have to go home to their family and live
Hmm.
life after they just sat and listened to 30 people talk about their,
Wow.
so that was one reason why I never went to a therapist. I know some people who, there's millionaires out here who does it. But me,
Hmm.
I've always felt like um it's okay to vent. It's okay because they're going to sit there and listen. They're going to give you the professional way to handle it. But deep down inside, is this really, I'm when you're confiding in somebody, this is just their job. This is just their career. So not saying that they really don't care, but some of them really don't. You know what I'm saying? Some of them is just there because this is what they went through school to become. So they know this is where the money brings in for their family and financial needs. So it's like it's like it's like a give and take with that, because it's like, okay, yeah, I can go sit and talk to a therapist, but am I really genuinely getting the information that I would get from someone who actually understands me? Because yeah, they understand you, but they only understand you from the standpoint of research, from the standpoint of they're not going to go by what they're going through. Somebody else on the outside will be like, well, hey, I actually went through something similar to this, and this is what I did about it. They're not going to do that because they're there to comfort you. They're there to uplift you. They're there to encourage you. So they're not going to tell you, they're not supposed to tell you like what they're going through. So it's kind of hard for me to see people going there. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to knock anybody who do, because once again, you are able to get those things off of your mind and out of your system so that you can become the best version of yourself. But if you don't, if you hold a lot of things in, you will lose it. And that's what happens. People hold things in for years and years. And like you said, they indulge in things and drugs and, liquor and things like that actually end up hurting them more physically, their bodies, because of that. So yeah. So what about y'all fellas? How do y'all feel about that?
You said, did you ask me?
I didn't put nobody's name out there, but
Oh,
take the floor. Go ahead.
I feel about it is that a whole lot of mixed emotions about that because I done had family members, exes, a lot of people that I know that went through their mental illness. So it's a it's a big thing. A lot of people go through it and you don't know they're going through it. It's like you got to be nice to people because you don't know what they're going through. I think a lot of us is going through mental illness too, and really not knowing that we got that in our head and we just thinking stuff. A lot of people that is going through that or whatever, they're thinking that everything in their head is real besides what's reality is showing them. So I have mixed opinions about it though, because some people can still be smart while they're going through it and like to take advantage of people because they know what they're going through. So I have a lot of mixed opinions about it. So I let somebody else answer.
So I think like mental health and mental illness might be two different things. Like having schizophrenia and bipolarism and things like that might be something different than oh my God, I might want to unalive myself because I got all these bills and don't nobody love me. And you know what I mean? So like I think it might be two different things. You might need to go see a different type of specialist for schizophrenia. But I think everybody deals with certain things on a daily. Where some people might need to go see a shrink. And not because they're crazy, because they might just need somebody to talk to. Um, I don't feel like in my life I've ever wanted to trust too many people with things. I don't know if my phone is breaking up or can y'all hear me clearly?
Now you're
No,
good.
you're good. You're all good.
Uh, I just never felt like that. Like a lot of, like I'm not perfect as much as people think that my life is smooth and dandy and everything. It's just things that I deal with silently. Um, and I don't know if going to see a therapist will solve those issues because at the end of the day, these are things that I have the control to change. These are the things that only I can change. And another motherfucker knowing about it is not going to help me unless they're going to be like, hey, so let me help you out here with a couple steps to get this money or something. You know what I mean? Like, so I would never discourage nobody anymore in my life, as we've spoken about before. I've told my friends, like, you don't need to go talk to nobody about no relationship problems, man. You just need to get over that girl. Um, and sometimes the relationships do hurt that hard for people, though. You never know what somebody is going through, but I do think that going forward, if you do feel like you need to go talk to somebody, they have an app called BetterHealth.com. They're not sponsoring this broadcast yet, but maybe maybe they might sponsor it in the future. I don't know, but You can see a therapist over the phone, online, Zoom call. So I think therapy might be very important for some people. Um, will that solve your problems? I don't know. Because I think when you get off of that phone call, them problems are still going to be there. But you need a strategic plan. Maybe in therapy they walk you through how you got to where you're at in this situation, and maybe therapy helps you understand where you're at in the situation, and then maybe therapy can give you suggestions on how to be in the future. Like I don't know how it breaks it down, but if I was to seek it, I think I would be looking at those steps in that process. Um, but talking to friends and like I've already stated, I don't really talk to my friends about stuff until it's over with. Um, just for the testimony, you know what I mean? So I went through it. Now I'm telling you how you can get over this, bro. Like if I break down in the middle of it and be sad and crying to my friends about some woman or something like that, like I think I mean that might be a bonding experience, but I think I might lose some points on my expert level. So like I just think that I would choose not to say nothing uh, until it's over with. I feel like I always had to figure it out. And to answer the first question, should you have somebody in your corner that can, if you need to talk to, ask for some money or any of those kind of things? I think it's very important for some people to have somebody to lean on. But then again, like I said, there's some of us out here who really don't want to open up our mouths to people, and we'll figure it out one way or the other. But to know that you do have somebody is very important.
Yeah, that. I agree with that. That's absolutely true. In so many different ways, I would agree. Um, because I can relate because I'm actually the same. Like, I think I've talked about it before. Like, actually, we were talking about it on Tuesday, like, a little bit because me and you both were saying, we were interested in like being like a motivational speaker, and I do believe that those people who usually are in those lead roles are people that are very, very strong, that are very independent when it comes to doing things. They are very, very slow when it comes to asking for help and things in such nature. I've been like that a lot. Only because I've always felt like I had to be right because I was the go-to person. I'm the cousin, I'm the auntie, I'm the sister, I'm I'm the friend that everybody comes to for something, whether it's to borrow something, whether it's for some advice, whether it's to cry, you know, whether it's to go out or they need a break, whatever, I've always been that one. So honestly, it's not that I don't have nobody. I do. I have someone, and I thank God that I do. So whenever I do feel like I really need to vent, I know that I can go vent. But it's very, very seldom that I even use that resource that I do have, only because of the person that I am. And it takes someone to be very, very headstrong to be able to go through your situations, overcome them, and still help people throughout while you're going through them. A lot of people can't do that, and that's when things actually start to happen because it's like you get overwhelmed, and you're just dealing with other people things, and at the end of the day you still have your own things you have to deal with. So what I've done, and I don't know, this may or may not help other people, I balance myself out by writing, praying, fasting, doing different things that I know that can help me mentally go through what I'm going through, period. um I figure out, like, all the way down to finances. If I feel like oh, this week I've spent too much money, then I know next week I'm not spending nothing that I don't have to spend. You have to realize where you go wrong and then automatically take control of that situation. Some people don't realize it until it's too late versus catching it at the beginning. Whether that be money, relationship, children, whatever. I would always suggest when you see it coming, you attack it right then and there. Don't wait to think that things are going to get better or assume that they're going to get better. You actually put in the action that is needed to make that situation become better for you and for the people that is involved in that. I do believe in that. I believe in, like, I'm the type of person, I want things to work for everyone. So I want it to work for me, I want it to work for you, and I want it to work for everyone involved. A lot of people don't think like that. So if you're very like self-centered, those are also people that definitely need to talk to somebody, because we were all actually put here for a reason, to actually help each other in some type of way. You have something that somebody else don't have that they may need, rather, no matter what it is. You have a gift that you can only do good that nobody else can do like you. You might have a connection, you might have a resource, you know, whatever. So I would definitely agree with that. In the same as, like you said, I do know that mental health is totally different from someone who is just having mental illness, because some people can get those things mixed up, but those are definitely two different things. But they all do sort of kind of, revolve around having some type of support and help. Regardless, you have to, because if you don't, that's exactly where you'll fall short.
Carlton, what you feel about it?
If I could do it myself, I'll do it. But if I can't, I'm not afraid to ask for help, if that makes sense to you. I always, I'm trying to get to the point where I could become more independent and more on my own. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to work towards that. Eventually, I'll be like that. Like since I work for a uh certain agency, they have like help that you can call if something gets really bad. They got trained people that you can sit there and talk to, and then you try to remember those points. When you're going through something, and there's like a lot of resources out there. This world is different than like when our parents were coming up, where you had to pay somebody and sit in somebody's couch. It's different. It's a better world when it comes to mental health, but still you're gonna have to really work through your times. But if I really need somebody, I'm gonna hit my family up, and somebody is gonna do something. But sometimes it may not happen, so I have to just push through. You know what I'm saying? That's just how life is for me.
I just wanted to add about therapy, um, because sometimes, like, we don't understand what our therapists really bring to the table when you are talking to them. They go through school and they learn tactics that we might not see or understand, because as you're talking to them, they're listening to your story, but the way you tell a story tells them things. The way your voice raises and drops on certain things that you're telling them, that explains things to them. The way all these things they are paying attention to, and they are taught how to pay attention to when someone is just talking to them. I had to tell my family member who is going through this why it would be important for her to seek therapy, because I have talked, we have all have talked to her. We've been listening ears for her, loved on her, hugged her, where we didn't have no talking. You know what I'm saying? And then we finally realized that there was a professional needed. And professionals take it to another level that your friend or grandma or mama might not be certified to take you to. And some people need that. And it's okay if we can learn to admit, okay, I need that. I can honestly say, from childhood traumas and stuff, that seeing a therapist and sitting down talking to a counselor, talking these things out, and the way that she was able to just, break things down, not even just for understanding because she wasn't there, but for how to challenge yourself to get over these stumps in your life. It was amazing. And I'm happy I did. I did it at an early age going through therapy. And I'm happy I did it. And some people to this day will ask me how I have the patience I have. I've been in situations where people are cussing me out and the TT in me wants to raise up. And then I really think logically. I don't channel in on the anger from my childhood, from when people talk to me however they wanted to. And because I was always picked on it, but no, I didn't I didn't channel into that. I was able to take some advice that counselor gave me and learn how to handle different situations and still take up for myself. And I'm proud of that. I'm proud of that. So I say talking to a counselor or therapist helps. Not everybody may need medication or whatever. But if you are watching Truth Be Told podcast, like today, later, or whatever, and you are having challenges, it's okay to go talk to somebody, to go get a professional insight on things. It literally may change your life for the better. Do it sooner rather than later. So you're not hurting yourself, your family members, the people around you that love you very much. Our men, our black men, I'm not just saying black men, but our black men is what I'm talking to too, mostly because I want it to see our black men grow and be stronger the same way that everyone else is. And some of our black men struggle from that. They struggle from childhood traumas and different things and whatever else that might be going on that I don't know as a man that y'all deal with. I wouldn't know. I'm a woman. It's okay because we can't keep walking around here the way we are sometimes. Um, Rich Homie Quan definitely um is it's a sad moment because the boy was talented. He brought some good songs that we all listen to. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the way he had to go is sad. And I'm tired of seeing our people go out like this.
I would agree, like totally. And what's even more crazier is because when I came up with these topics, it was before I even knew that happened to him. So it was
Wow.
almost like that I was just in tune with what was going on and didn't even realize it. But
Wow.
that's how the Most High use us. Because
Yes.
I don't even know where that came from. When I thought about the topic, but I'm gonna be honest. I actually was talking about it to somebody at work about people needing
Hmm.
help, and it came across my mind like, wow, that's crazy because that could be something we talk about because a lot of people don't target that, but that is so major
Hmm.
in the world. And like you said, a lot of our black men, I know men is always supposed to be like, the protector, the
Yeah.
so they be the ones who really hold a lot in, especially the ones that have
Yes.
and stuff, because
Yes.
because they don't want to look soft.
Yeah.
Thing about it is we've all been raised some type of way when it comes to men is to like stand up, be a don't cry, stick your chest out, put your head up, you got
Yeah.
men is always taught to do that.
Yeah.
So it's like they they don't really want to express themselves because they don't want to look soft. They want to feel
Hmm.
all times. You know,
Yeah.
I'm blessed to say that, I've had men in my life who like that as a relationship who has been vulnerable to me, who has actually cried in front of me, and
Yeah.
a lot of people don't get that. But
Hmm.
I know that it's because of the gift that I have with
Mm.
that they feel comfortable. They
Yeah.
peace, when they're in my presence. And so I do believe that that is very, very true. And like you said about, even having a profession, like, please, y'all, whoever, seek some help. Like, even if you can't afford, I mean, if you own any type of assistance, it's free. Medicaid will pay for it. But
Yeah.
if not, if you can't afford it, like I said, channel it by journaling.
Mm-hmm.
Go to the library, get some books. You got a phone, do some research. Just do
Yeah.
things. Try to keep yourself busy, on a positive note, until you
Mm-hmm.
get answers that you need. You know what I'm saying? Because an
Mm-hmm.
idle mind is a devil's workshop. That's where
Mm-hmm.
when they stop, like when they, I guess, they call it giving up. That's when
Mm-hmm.
start indulging in things that is not good for them, because they feel like they didn't tried everything they know how to do. They
Yeah.
didn't they didn't went to people that they thought was gonna tell them the right thing, but they didn't.
Right.
They was
Yep.
looking for, and
Mm-hmm.
it usually starts like, well, I tried. Can't nobody say I didn't try. But
Yep.
it's really hard. It is, but I do wish the best for everybody out there who is suffering from something like that. And I pray that, they will get the help and the support that they need. Because
Mm-hmm.
um, the world that we living in today, I have noticed that it is a lot of more selfishness going on out here.
Mm-hmm.
You know, where the saying, it raise a village, it takes a village to raise, things like that,
Yeah.
where the neighborhoods could watch your kids, and you didn't have to worry about if
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying. You knew somebody,
Yep.
somebody in the neighborhood, Miss Sally, Miss Sue, whoever, Uncle Frank.
Yep.
I'm saying, people, we had more of support, not
Yes.
in our family, but just in our,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like,
Hey, that's one thing that men deal with. We don't have as much family support when it comes to with the children, I find. And I guess for me in particular, like, they, oh, you got to go to work, you got to do it because you're the provider. But yeah, if you're a single father, it's like, dang, I want to raise my kids, but who's going to watch these kids that I can really truly trust? That's the biggest thing as a man is
Mm-hmm.
who's going to trust my children if who's gonna watch my kids properly if I'm there. If you
Right.
know what I'm saying? If I'm at work. That's the biggest thing I think we struggle as providers. Who's gonna watch my kids while I go out, you know, and make a living?
You right about it. You didn't pinpoint my situation. I have to go through that. And it used to be a time where wasn't no after school program, after school that you had to pay for your child to stay. And that's what I'm going through, having to pay for my child to stay at school until work is over and everything, because the neighborhood got that child off that bus. You know what I'm saying? The neighborhood is like, people looked out. Oh, her mama at work. Come
yeah,
on, get off this bus. Here, come in the house. Come and eat something real quick. Your mama will be home in a few hours, and then you can go home. Go watch some TV or something. Like,
yeah.
that's what used to happen in the hood. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
we don't have that anymore. The
No,
community, family help, that ain't like that no more.
it's not like
Not
that no
me.
more.
It was you go in your ass in that house and don't go outside till we get home.
Right, shut and lock that door. But now they won't even let, like with my daughter, she's a kindergartner, and so they don't even let them off the bus no more until they reach the second grade. They will not let them off the bus anymore.
That's
Okay.
Without,
how it was with my son. My son 14 now. When he was in first grade, kindergarten and first grade, they wouldn't let him off the bus unless it was somebody
Mhm.
on the bus stop waiting on him.
Yep, that was
Oh
it.
yeah, that's what they do. My children's school still do that. If,
Yep,
if they can't get in the house, they have to go back on the bus. They
yep.
sit, they sit
Do
and
you
watch.
guys think that this is by design? Like, think about it. White folks, they have all kind of resources, right? And a guy, I'm gonna keep it real, was talking about all white folks when they go to prison, they got people to stick with them. Like all throughout different places in life, you see they have the best schools, the best resources, but yet in our communities, we are struggling just for the bare minimum. I just,
Well,
Yeah.
and that's
have you?
true. And part of it is two different reasons.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's what you know, and sometimes it's who you know. And one thing about it with our people is when we get information, we don't share it. Those white people, those Hispanics, those Indians.
Then
Something
what happened?
happened. She'll probably come back in, but she was just saying,
She went all the way
I'm
out.
here.
yeah, and she's telling the truth because here, listen to this. I really, I have been where I see
My
how the
bad,
Hey,
women.
my bad, y'all. I
hey,
was
did it?
Oh, there she
I
go. There she
think,
go.
yeah, but
yeah, I
no,
think it just kicked everybody because I just got kicked out of this mug too.
yeah, because it was getting too
I
good.
heard
Yeah,
That's all,
Transformers in mine.
getting too good. But they
Yep.
don't want the public to hear this. But I'm gonna say it because
yeah,
it is.
Lady C was getting to a point.
No, because it is true that we don't share the information. Now don't get me wrong. Some information, y'all know the saying, "Game is to be sold, not told." That's true. But on certain levels,
Exactly.
but on certain levels, we can help our people out. We don't
Yeah.
do when we learn when people find out about free resources and things when it comes to children and all of that, they don't share that. They hold back on that information. They won't
Yeah.
you, and then you'll have to end up finding out after the program is already done. You know what I'm saying? Um,
Mhm.
and I had to realize people that did that to me was not my friend, because I'm the
Mhm.
type of person, as soon as I find out about anything when it have to do with a single mom or children or any of that, I'm gonna let you know. But getting to what I was saying is, a lot of different races stick together with their people. They pass their businesses down. They train their children to already know what to do. You know,
Mhm.
so when it's time to pass it on down, all they gotta do is take over. They not most of the white people are born into wealth. They don't
Mhm.
start from the bottom. That's what a lot of our people, we have to start from the bottom. You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
because we don't have the information. Like I said, it's sometimes it's what you know, but sometimes it's who you know.
Who
And
you know?
get
Yeah.
that right information, you get in that right room at that right time, you will be surprised the stuff that you can do and level up. I mean and honestly, that is how some of our black people is starting to, you know, um come out with these big time businesses and all of that. But look at what happened. Soon as the black people got in the healthcare business, what happened? They started changing shit around because they don't
Mhm.
like that. They don't like the fact that now we're starting to help each other. But once again, it's not the information is just not gonna just be laying out there for you to just pick it up and get. You're gonna have to pay. Another thing, a lot of us black people, and I hate to say it like that, but it is, we are very cheap when it comes to ourselves. You don't want to invest in yourself, but you'll go
Mhm.
spend 100, 200 on some shoes and an
Mhm.
outfit, but you don't want to go invest in a class. You don't want to go to this seminar, this webinar, you don't want to get.
Mhm.
That's how you're gonna get where you need to be. If you continue
Yeah.
to just, sit around and think that this is that and that is this, then you will never make it. You have to be open minded. You have to be able to listen to somebody who's already been through it. You can't walk in a room full of millionaires and you ain't even got $1 million, but think that you know everything. You ain't
Right.
even listen to what they saying because you already got your own outlook on what it is.
Yep.
And like I said, a lot of other races stick together. Like the Mexicans, for example. They will all live in one house for as long as they need to.
Yep.
They will all
Yeah.
be in one car
Drive the same car.
and be sitting on bank. You hear me?
Listen.
You know,
Listen.
but our people don't want to do that because they too cheap and it's always a competition, and this is even for families.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
surprised that families out here will hold out on information that they got, but just because they
Mhm.
afraid to see somebody else make it. But why though? Don't we all want to make it? Don't we all
Mhm.
want to get out the hood? Don't we all want our children to be successful? So why not share the information that you have? And if you feel like
Mhm.
that it's worth paying for, then you put a price on it, and make people pay. But don't do it to where if you know you trying to get the people out the hood, you can't put a certain amount on there and expect them to pay it if you know they don't have it. You know,
Uh-huh.
I just say like when it's family and your closest friends, it should be information that is free. I've
exactly.
had people tell me like, nah, cuz I can't like even if it was like something simple like something that you could have gave me for free.
Yeah.
Now I know I would give it to you for free. Nah, cuz I ain't gonna be able to give it to you for free. Like why you holding back though? Like
Yeah. Because everything is
you know I wouldn't do you like that. Cause I
right.
mean you end up learning how to deal with people. But I will say that if you are, since the game is to be sold and not told, you should put, depending on who your target audience is, you know, you can't be charging people $5,000 for something that maybe only dope boys or something gonna be able to uh, get that money up for. Like
Right.
you should at least have a tier program. I'm gonna charge you for this program 200, 500. You know, and then you move up to the next one when you can. When you get this money up, the next money up, then you can move up
Mm-hmm.
to this $1,500 program or this membership. You know,
Mm-hmm.
but people do be trying to charge people so much. I was looking at something and they was talking about how the Asian people took over the black hair market. And that was because black people wasn't trying to stick together. They was trying to outprice everybody.
Yeah.
And now your Korean people or whoever it is
Mm.
have cornered the market on
Yes.
black women's hair.
Yeah,
Yes.
Um, and then like the nails, just think about the nails right now. I'm
yeah,
a nail tech.
yeah,
They clack the nails like I'm a nail tech, and
yeah.
they trying to charge $500 just for some gel. I don't know the terminology of that shit. I
Yeah.
just know what I've heard. How people are charging way more, and they can go over there to Ming Ling, and Ming Ling gonna charge them
Yep.
Yeah.
$65 for a full set.
Exactly.
I know they ain't the real price, but I'm just saying.
Now
You
you
right. No,
out
you
right
on it.
when you actually right on the spot because
Yeah.
on what you get on them nails, I mean it start from 45 and go on up from there. So yeah.
Yep.
But a lot of people do that too, y'all. Like they be like, oh well, they rather go over there to the Chinese, but the Chinese is not gonna charge them what you're trying to charge. Why do you think you have to charge more than the Chinese people do? Like,
Exactly. And
like do they're doing the same exact work that you're doing. So
yes.
it would only be smart for you to either A, be a little cheaper than them, or B, be the same amount as them and promote yourself. And I like
Listen.
the fact that you said something about the dope boys. I'm sorry, but I gotta attack them real quick. I love y'all. I don't knock nobody for how they get their money. As long as you a man and you get up every day and you do something successful to provide for your family, that's what you do. Now, me personally, I don't want a dope boy, no, because it doesn't last long. Anything that comes fast doesn't last. So saying all this to say, if you're gonna be in that field, don't make it to where it's forever. First of all,
Hmm.
that money, the first thing you would should do, the first couple thousands or whatever you get, you need to put that up. I wouldn't even touch it. Second of
Well,
all,
you gotta re up though. You gotta re
no,
up with
you
the
gotta
first
re
couple
up.
They
now.
But
do re up.
I'm saying like once you are like in good, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not at the beginning.
Yeah.
Not at the beginning, but once you've been doing this for a while, now you got flashy cars and
Right. And you
got
read
all
up already.
yeah, and you done did everything you need to start putting it up. Not only that, because it's only one or two places that you're gonna end up if you continue to do this, and that's jail or hell. And I'm sorry to say it like that, but it's the truth, and a lot of things that, our hustlers or, dope boys don't understand is, back in the days, they did it and then they found a way out. You know what I'm saying? And whether it went towards a business or it went towards investing in a baby mama to go be a nurse, or you know what I'm saying, whatever they did, they made sure that they invested it back some
Mm-hmm.
into something positive. You know,
Mm-hmm.
And you gotta know that God don't bless no mess. Being
Uh-huh.
if you out here continuing, he's gonna honor the fact that you a stand up man and you're trying to take care of your family, but also it's not what you do, it's how you do it. You know,
Mm-hmm.
you got to remember you still out here serving innocent people, whether they understand that it's hurting their bodies or not. You know it is. You know, so how long
Right.
to do this? You got people that serve their family, their own mama. You know what I'm saying? And you
Yeah.
that you're gonna get blessed behind that. Not saying I because I'm not the creator, so I can't say who's gonna get blessed and all that. But what I'm saying is you have to be mindful of what you're doing. You know, you have to be mindful.
Mm-hmm.
So
I
most
do.
and I done seen some dope boys get out the game because of
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying. They got as much as they needed to get.
Mm-hmm.
They invested in what they needed invested in. Now they making clean money. You know what I'm saying? They
Mm-hmm.
dirty money and flipped it into clean money. And now they set for life. You know what I'm saying? But then you got some who don't even have money put up for a lawyer when they get caught. So they're just done. You're done.
Mm-hmm. I was gonna say, like what when Andre said about people how they go to the Chinese, the I don't know, Japanese, Chinese. I'm sorry, I don't know. But when you go to them to get your nails done versus a black person or something like that, you got to understand that people and businesses grew not because they started off charging $10,000 for their product. Sometimes you get your name out there. You do start with a price that says, I'm worth something, but you don't start with a price that says, I've already reached this. You got to understand that everyone has to reach a level. And if you're not already on that level, it's okay. Recognize where you are and start from there. You should not be, you just got your license yesterday and you charging $200 to do some nails. Now, can we help get you up there? Because there are some nail techs that are not black that charge $200 for nails. But let's just say, even with the Chinese people, they got shops all around. All around. Now, I've seen some black owned shops, a few here and there, but mostly I will see black shops or black people doing it in their homes or something like that. We have to understand how the market works. And it doesn't work based on you saying, well, my worth is $200 off back. Y'all ain't about to make me feel like I'm not worth this because y'all cheap. No, 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 no. You got to start where you want to grow, start somewhere. But don't start way at the top like you've already reached the top without even crawling. And that's what I feel like our society is doing. We do that even on a regular garage sale. Go to a garage sale and I swear I have went to numerous of ones. Black people, pair of shoes at a garage sale, $70. White folks or whoever, let's just not even anyone else I've been to garage sales, and they'll be like $5. Guess who's coming back to their garage sale every time? And sometimes that stuff ain't that cheap. But it's because I know that my dollar is worth more over here. So if my dollar is worth more at the Chinese people doing my nails and it's going to get done, who you think I'm going to?
Yeah, that's
Not
true.
and they're not giving cheap. They're giving quality nails if you choose the right place.
And
And
also service. Customer service is a very big
customer service. Come
and
on.
can't
What
expect
you
some
want, black girl? You want what you want?
and you got an attitude
You want that French tip?
or you don't wanna you know what I'm saying? You just you know what
We
I'm saying?
want
Just
6 inches.
You don't know how to hold a
right.
Clinical
Because
gel.
listen,
Clinical gel.
I went in a shop. Them people wanted me to bring my friends. You could tell it was not where black people come. And it was a new place that I, decided to check out. And it was just a whole lot of moms in there and grandma. I mean, they had family like grandmas, mothers, and all that in there, honey. Okay. And they was getting them nails and feet done and great. But when I swear to you, when they see my black tail coming there, they was like, hello, what you like? You want something to drink? You want some wine? You want You want a snack? I mean, they was treating me like I was royalty. And I'm like, what is going on? Set me down and was giving me the longest pedicure I have ever had in my life. Talking about my feet, I walked out of there, my feet was like smooth as a baby's bottom. They was taking time. But it was, and he even said, bring your friends, tell them your nails look pretty, post it on social media and just tell them, because they want our service too. That their money is from us. You know what I'm saying? And so I just feel like I have not one time went to a black person and do that. They just treat you like you're another person to come and get your nails done.
Yeah, you got to put down a $300 deposit.
I'm telling you. Yeah. And then find out that they've only been doing nails for 2 months, and that's why your nails ain't smooth. You know what I'm saying? Like, why was your deposit $150? Baby girl, these nails ain't even, they crooked. What's going on?
You're 2 minutes late. Just sit your ass down so we can get this shit started.
Listen.
Be rude.
Listen. How about we talk about the beauticians that want to charge you and cancel your appointment and all that when you late? But they can be late. You can sit there for an hour and wait on them, but let you be 10 minutes late and they can cancel you. I'll be thinking, hold on, can we get some money off of our service since we have to sit here a little longer? Can we do that? No. Okay. That's what, this is the customer service I'm talking about. We want our people to grow, but we can't say that our people aren't growing all because we're not being supportive. Our people, sometimes we are our own hindrance. We do things and say things wrong. Don't nobody want to change. Everything is, I am who I am. This is just me. Protect myself. Protect my peace. Don't want to give out no help. Don't want to tell somebody how to start their business. You started yours and you doing good. And somebody come up to you and ask you, and you got to turn up your nose like, I ain't helping nobody else. Why are we so concerned about somebody else winning?
Because
we
people
want
they have this spirit of lack. They don't think it's enough money for everybody out here.
Right. I think they've been taught that by the federal government coming out of poorness. For example, I understand how it was important for the Chinese people to, from the movie, how important it was for them to hold together money. That was the number one important thing, was to hold together the Chinese community. And you got to think about us. They think about us like Chinese people, and we forget about us because our family structure is broken, and they still have deep respect for their elders. You know what I'm saying? And I think that it's a core thing, because I do see black people like us come together in business. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that all of us are like that. I think that they're out there. It's just that we have to trust each other, and I think that's where the biggest thing is. We have to learn, hey, we got to get some money together and just see what happens. We got to be willing to
got to learn how to trust each other. A lot. That's the thing with our culture. We can't trust each other, or a lot of people that's our skin color don't like to trust each other. So many people got arrogant ways that's in our culture, and it's crazy because we was brought up and taught to be like that.
Right. And I hate to hear it, but religion, I ain't gonna say no names, always teach us to love the neighbors. But if you can't trust your neighbor, is that loving your neighbor? If you can't trust your brother, but don't get me wrong, because at the same time, there's a scripture that says a fool with money will surely it departed. So you kind of got to be kind of smart at the same time.
I love people that I don't trust.
You love people you don't trust.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Because that's what you said. You said, how can you love your neighbor if you doesn't trust your neighbor? I have family members that I love, but I don't trust them.
I understand.
But when we come for a business aspect, we have to put some faith in our own people and don't think like, you know, they're out to get us or use us, you know, even with dealing with this, because I was kind of skeptical, but I said, it's only $20. What the heck? You know what I'm saying? And I'm glad I did do that, because I see it helped it grow. So it wasn't a scheme. It wasn't no, you know.
I don't know what you're talking about when it was $20, bro. I don't know.
He's
Okay, whatever. But back to my thing is this, that you have to learn how to trust in business certain levels of it. You know, don't be a fool
yeah.
and believe everything. If anything, build up enough money, learn about business grants where it's not going to come back and bite you, and keep
Mm-hmm.
receipts with those business grants. You know, black women, they can help the black man out if they got some of these business grants and they wanted to. There's a lot of money that they put for black women. When I was looking at business grants, like maybe 2 years ago, when I was trying to get my security business off the ground, and because it's very expensive. You got to get the car, you got to get the uniforms, you got to get the everything. You know what I'm saying? And then if
Mm-hmm.
you want to pay or something like that for somebody to go to the academy, then you got to kind of like work. It's very expensive. You want to be very professional, even if you're just trying to get the website going.
Mm-hmm. It is expensive to get a business going.
I think that's the number one thing. Sisters out there, please help your black man get some of this business money through these business grants. If you really want to do something to help us do that, there's a lot of money for sisters out there, a lot. And I
I
don't know
guess
if
I
it's
want to understand what you mean by sisters help the brothers out with the grants. What does that mean?
That's
like
what I was
write the grants for us that we're trying to get. Help us, or you go
Oh,
get the grants and then help us. Like,
I
hey,
think
you get
I
50%.
think I think you tripping because you don't understand. For one, I don't know if you're talking about fraud or you talking
No,
about
there's
having somebody
business
write.
grants. Look, I'm
I
about
know,
to go on.
but hold on. I don't know if you're talking about fraud or you talking about just having somebody write a grant because you can pay anybody to write a grant for you.
But we're
Now,
talking about
what I'm thinking you talking about, if I was to keep it in context, was a woman who could use her I can't think of what it's called right now.
ethnicity.
Her as a as a single as a black woman, minority black woman,
Right.
using that to help you get a loan or help you, and she can't do that. The only way that she can do any of that is if y'all have a business and you have
Right.
49% of the business and you signed over 51% of the business to her. And that is the only way that the SBA will give her anything. That ain't got nothing to do with her writing it
But
because neither
but we're
one of
not
y'all,
talking
neither one, neither one of y'all might not know how to even write a business proposal or any of that kind of stuff. So if
and
you
then
were
there's
going to do that, if you were going to do that, you would just have to be more strategic. But she can't just write you a grant
okay.
proposal
I guess that's a two-part rebuttal. Number one, Purdue has a class online. It's only $50 that you go take online, and you go there and you do that. The SBA has business models and grants that you look at and you could copy. If there's a will, there's a way. If all these other groups of people, because I researched about the SBA. I was talking to the SBA and I was setting up my business exactly how they was showing it on there. So there's a way, like I'm dropping some knowledge. If you go online, you look at the SBA and their business models and you show and you follow some of them, you could be able to get this. You know what I'm saying? You could get
first.
this money.
First, you have to create the business, and
Yeah.
it has to be registered.
Right.
Then
That's
you
easy.
have to go. Then you have to go to sam.gov and register your business with sam.gov before you can go to the SBA.
Why would you?
Okay,
Let me ask you this, and why wouldn't you just go to the feds, which and you can make up your own business LLC free of charge, and then you go register with the state of Indiana or whatever state that you live in. It's only like $20-$30, and boom, saves you time.
because
I'm not gonna go.
you're tripping because sam.gov you don't have to pay to register on sam.gov. That is
But
free,
let me ask you this:
and it's
when
gonna
you
cost you more than $20 to do your business legally in Indiana.
no,
That,
it's not. I
that
did not pay
if
over like $20-$30. I did not pay
you to
more than
register
$50 to register
a
my
business,
business.
you have to register with the Secretary of State, and that
Boom.
I'm trying to tell you, I know I'm going
you have to
IN.biz.
register with the Secretary of State. There is no way around that.
Okay,
do that.
I did. I went through the indie.biz. I'm trying to tell you exactly how I did it online, and it
You know,
was
that's
legit.
what it is. That's the Secretary of State.
Right. That's what I mean.
And you
That's what I'm
didn't.
trying to tell
It's gonna
everybody.
be more than $20,
It's
big
not
dog.
$20. It's
I didn't pay that much. I'm trying to tell you, it was only like most.
I,
I got to look at it. I got to go
Carmen,
back. Let me go
you
back and
can.
look at it.
Yeah, I'm about to say go and look because right now you arguing with people who have just did it recently.
exactly.
It
And
must have changed.
it's not. It never been $20.
LLC. So there is no way if you know where to register with the Secretary of State for $20, then I think you should
More
drop.
okay, maybe it's like $30, $40,
Oh,
but
it's
it's less than
$100. It's not. I paid $99 for both of them.
Exactly.
I pay definitely way more than
why.
$20 a
That's
month.
what I mean. They're taking advantage when you could go do it yourself.
No,
Bro,
That's all I'm saying.
it's still a fee that you got to pay the Secretary of State. You're not
Right.
listening.
But it's cheaper to do it through the Secretary of State than pay a place like that.
a third
Did,
party.
a third party, yeah. Let me ask you this, Doug.
Yeah,
Did you get a website and all of that
yeah,
with
Yeah,
it?
I got all that.
I Amazon.
Okay, so that's why you paid a little bit more because you got the website.
Nigga, I just paid over $100 for one of mine. I'm telling you.
It just depends on what like
How
a
you want to do it. You know
have
what I'm saying?
and that's
But
kind of what we were talking about earlier. You don't have all the information, then you will fall short. You can have an LLC, but if you didn't register it properly, then you won't be able to get the funds. You won't be able to get the help if
I
it's not done the correct way.
right, like I would have everything set up. I even had a business account. This is where I should have kept on going. I should have paid, like, when you have your business like set up and then so long the state of Indiana wants you to do a review. And if you don't do the review, your business gets dissolved. I should have hurry up and got it, paid it up. I forgot. It was on like
Well, here's the thing:
$30.
when you get those services, sometimes you get that free register agent for a year. That's
Mm-hmm.
all that free register agent files your documentation for you because you don't know how to do it. Most of us don't know how to do it. We don't even know what they want. You see what I'm saying? But outside of that, you go to the SBA after you get it set up. Then you can set yourself up for government contracts. If you are set up right and you got your EIN number, then you go and you set your Sam's account up. Now you can go for government contracts in any state. Then you can go to the SBA and you can have them have you set up for the set asides. We're talking about designation like minority and woman or Native American or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's a process to it, and
Yeah,
you got to start with A to get to Z.
that's right.
You can't cut no corners there.
Definitely.
Can't cut
And then
no corners.
also register with Duns. I don't know if anybody ever heard of that. We might
Yeah,
be
Duns and Bass
we
Brass
might
Street
we might be dropping too many gems, but
for
I want
free.
my people.
I was thinking that earlier, but yeah.
Yeah, like I don't care though. I mean, you ain't gonna find too many people that's out here like that. But this is stuff that this is free game, really, because it's still more to it than just this. You can still
Yeah.
take on this and still not have all the information you need. But definitely I would suggest registering with Duns and Bradstreet because that's how you're gonna get your credit started. But you come holler at your girl about the credit.
Good stuff.
Lady T with the T.
Yo, so I know like that, like the business accounts, like you had to also keep like $1,000. But I went through PNC though, so that's probably why too, because certain banks want you to keep a certain amount of money.
But
It's
In
if you
it.
go to First
not about
American,
it's
no,
not
was it first? What
it's
is
about
that, Doug? What did I tell you, Doug?
No, you said it was I
Old
know
National Bank.
Old National. Yeah,
You
Old
don't have
National.
to carry a minimum balance for your business account there, and the business account is free.
Well,
So,
shoot,
like you
I need
said,
to be jump on that one
so
then.
what
I do.
we dropping a lot of gems on y'all tonight.
yeah, so what
Hey,
I'm gonna tell y'all that when it comes to that, a lot know, they're not looking for how much money is sitting in there. They're looking for the traffic. They're trying to see if your business is making. So how many deposits are you dropping deposits and are you withdrawing? That's what they want to see. Because if you have a consistent drop, then they know like, okay, this business is really making money. So I wouldn't mind giving them a loan or a grant, because I know that this is a sure business. And you also want to be in business at least 6 months to a year to even start qualifying for any grants or loans.
Hey, Lady T,
You
you
going
are
in and out.
chopping up. I don't know if somebody is echoing with you, but my mic is muted.
Can y'all hear me?
I can hear you, but you're going in and out.
Okay. No, I was just saying that you also like they also look for the traffic of the account. If you're making deposits and making withdrawals, that's what they want to see. It's not really about, oh, do you have $10,000 in the bank? No, they want to know, is this money sitting here or do you have a constant flow? Because if there's a constant deposit withdrawal, that's going to show the bank that your business is making money. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't want to give a loan to a business that does not have no consistency of money coming in, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I had to go to somebody to help me understand the process because I was told the same thing. Oh, well, just go to the bank and put a couple thousands in there and don't touch it. And and after a year, because you want to wait at least a year before you even start applying for grants and loans, because also the government want to see that your business have been up and running. If you apply for a business tomorrow and then you try to go apply for a grant next month, you telling me within a month your business is up and running? Like, no, that's not even believable. So you want to at least wait. Some people wait 6 months and try, but I would say a year. That means that'll give that bank and whoever else, the loans and as well as the grants, that will give them enough time to see like, okay, you actually, for one, you have credit, because the majority of the time these banks are gonna go through your credit. They're gonna run it by your credit, and it's not by your business credit. Your business credit is tied in with your personal credit. But that's a whole nother topic. But yeah, so basically you want to start with that. You want to keep a flow of money. So say for instance you make $100 or $200 in your business, go deposit that. But then you can go right back and go get it out that same day, and then 2-3 days later you go make another deposit. That's
Yeah.
showing that's showing them like, hey, they're making money. You know, so it's
Yeah,
not
I
about
agree. I agree with that constant flow, but I wouldn't be keeping no $1,000 in any bank account because the dollar is depreciating. So I would never keep 1,000 in the bank over a year
Why
right.
not?
because that $1,000 that you keep in the bank for a whole year will end up being worth probably $990. It wouldn't be $1,000.
The bank get
I don't
paid.
know, Doug. I had to come off of mute for a minute. My phone about to die because it's on 2%. But you tripping, my brother, because I'm not gonna have two, three, $400,000 in my crib up under the mattress, and
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
sure ain't
showing
gonna
you.
have that shit. I'm sure not gonna have that shit in Bitcoin.
I didn't
So
say
I
that.
mean,
I didn't say that either. I'm just saying the dollar is depreciating.
But why
I
not?
know, but
Where
you
would you
just
have
said
it at then if it's
you
not in the
wouldn't
bank?
keep $1,000 in the bank.
Put
So
I
I
in
was
would,
gold.
saying,
but they do have
Gold is
some account
pure.
savings. I'd rather keep it in a safe
hell
at home than keep it in the bank.
nah,
I'm
because your
not.
money in the
That's
safe at home
That's
is
how a
not
lot of
federally insured, and even if it's in the bank and it depreciates a dollar, even if your dollar
Well,
depreciates,
what
homie,
what what if that bank
even
what if
look,
that bank go
but
bankruptcy
hold
though?
on. Even if your dollar is backed by it's backed by the federal government though. If they go bankrupt, they still got to honor your money. But that dollar in the bank is gonna be as devalued as that dollar in your pocket. See what I'm saying?
yeah, it's still
It
the
don't matter
same.
where that dollar is
Yeah,
at. You
yeah, it
ain't gonna
don't
be
matter.
able to. You ain't gonna be able to pull out a
And-
dollar out the bank, and the
Right.
dollar in your pocket gonna be worth more money than it is in the bank. I
Right.
gotta go
I
on mute
agree
That's
for a
just
there.
minute,
like
y'all.
I think investments is better than keeping it. I'd rather invest in something. And I'm not saying Bitcoin. There's a lot of other investments
I
out
mean
here that
that.
you,
I mean that's a better idea. Buy
you
you
got
some
a
real estate.
mortgage. Yeah, you got that's what I say. You got real estate, mortgage, other things that you can put your money into, and so, besides just keeping it in the bank while your dollar
a
is decreasing.
business, a restaurant. Get your money back real quick with a
I
restaurant.
gotta go out for a minute, y'all. Hold it down.
Yeah,
Okay.
But yeah, I agree with the dollar depreciating. I don't understand that concept of, it not being in the bank, or I wouldn't even keep all my money in the bank.
No.
But there is also federal law of having more than a certain amount in your home in cash. I know that sucks. It's just another way of them controlling to know what you're bringing in and how much you bring in.
They
I
can't.
don't like that. I don't like how they make you, like, I tried to just get paper checks again, and when I was working through this temp agency, I was just doing paper checks. And after about a month of paper checks, they told me this will be my last paper check. After this, they will
yeah,
automatically put it on one of their cards, or I can provide my bank account so that they can direct deposit it, because the federal agency has gotten it to a point where that they can see every way that you're making money, and they no longer allow employees to pay through paper checks because they cannot trace paper checks.
yeah.
They can trace your bank account.
That's why everything's going digital. That's why all
Digital,
the
yeah.
things are digital.
Cash App, all of that. Like they trying to get rid of Cash App because Cash App is still used throughout the world to move money around illegally sometimes. You know what I mean? People do that so fast, there's no trace of it. You can get rid of that phone.
What's going on in your background? What is that? Did y'all hear? Am I tripping?
That was crossing because you can see it going up.
Okay. Okay. I was. It was just so loud. I was like, "What? Wait, what is that?"
Sound like something was banging.
You know what? It's the little kitty cats.
Oh, okay. I got one of them. The other two are on the game making their own noises, screaming at folks on the game. But the little one, yeah, she makes noises. So I
Yeah.
understand.
Yeah, but what I was saying is that, there's all this different digital money that they really could chase back and stuff like that. But like you guys said, I would put it in like a lot of different stuff. Oh, I forgot something that Black people need to be on too. Insurance policies. You got some money, you got $1,000, you can get an insurance policy because you could take it from it, you could put into it, you feel what I'm saying? You can move it around. If you don't want to put in the bank, fine, get some insurance policies. Yeah, like 5 of them insurance policies.
Yeah, there's, like he was saying, there's other ways to invest
There's a lot
into
of
other things. You don't have to leave it in the bank, but
if you notice any rich white people, the first thing they talk about is insurance policies and their will through those insurance policies. So I want everybody to remember this: earn by borrow by die, basically.
And the thing about that is, they say in order to be rich or get wealthy, you gotta live like the rich and wealthy. They don't be out here buying Jordans and buying the finest clothes and stuff out here. Yeah, you gotta think
but
how
they at least look decent. We ain't got to be walking around.
Now we ain't talking about why they not buying like
they're
Jordan
trying to find the cheapest
shoes
or the deals.
They go wear nice stuff, but you ain't gotta spend $500,000 just to wear something nice, or you ain't gotta buy $200 shoes to dress nice, have some nice shoes on.
Mm-hmm.
You just got to know where all the deal, what kind of store, like Max 10 and Kmart, Walmart, where. Yo, is everybody's phone sounding like a transformer, or is that just mine?
Yours.
I don't know. I was asking, do they still got Max 10?
Yeah, hey, I'm gonna go out and come back. I'm trying to ride the wave for it to go away. Say something, Doug, real quick.
I said, do they still got Max 10?
Did they steal my Max key? What? I can't
Do
hear
they
you.
still got the store called Max 10?
No, I
Yeah.
don't think they do, but I haven't seen that in a while.
Or Kmart.
Oh
Okay,
well,
they
shoot.
closed.
Well,
You know,
He said Max 10. I was like, damn, Max 10 been closed for years.
and then Stephen Burry.
what?
Stephen Barry. You know, I said very white when I said the word very, or very proper, but you know, it's really white folks' language. But back to
That is not white. I'm very
English.
proper too, and people be killing me
England
with that.
comes from
Like, why do
England.
you
It's
talk so proper? I'm like,
Stephen
and I
Curry.
know how to talk good too. It's just, I guess, it's a
I
choice of
try not
how
to.
I
I
talk.
try not
Y'all
to
remember?
unless I'm around them type of people and I have to.
Do y'all remember those stores, Sears and LS Airs? Oh, that store.
Carlton, you got to mute that phone, baby, honey. You got to.
He
Maybe
got
if
the
you could
echo.
mute it for us. Oh, thank you. What did you say, Doug?
I said, do y'all remember the stores, Sears and LS Airs, and they had
Oh
True
yeah,
Art, and they closed them motherfuckers down.
yeah. I remember them.
Old school stores.
For real. I used to work at Lazarus, who Macy's brought
Oh,
out.
I remember Lazarus.
Yep, that's where I worked at. Stay getting them paychecks just so I can go buy a new Guess outfit.
Macy's, they closed is high.
Oh
Yes,
yeah, it was high. It was Macy's is Lazarus. They just bought them
yeah.
out. That's all.
Oh, okay.
Oh
Have
yeah.
you
Yeah.
ever rich folks going here? Have you ever been in what's that store called?
What about Foot Action? I used to work at Foot Action trying to get all the girls' numbers. Like, yeah, girl, I'll hook you up. Whatever shoe you want, baby girl, I got you. Just go ahead, throw that number. Come to me at Foot Action.
All right, I
Let's
just
show
thought
up
about
at
the
Foot
store.
Action.
The store I was
Hey,
talking about was called Nordstrom.
oh,
Yeah.
I went in Nordstrom one day. I was dating this girl a long time ago, and she came from a rich family. She was half native or whatever, and she got money for a lot of stuff. I don't know, but she took me in Nordstrom. I seen some jeans I like. I'm like, shoot, I'm great. Give me some of these jeans. Man, them dang on jeans cost $200. I'm like, shit, these $200 jeans, these motherfuckers ain't even worth $200. I ain't gonna pay out $200 for no jeans. Yeah, right. Nordstrom is high.
who spends $200 like got it like that outside of rich people? Dang, do they really spend it like that? Dang,
I don't
man.
know. But that girl I was with, she had a couple credit cards. She was just buying shit up. I'm like, nah. I'm like, I wouldn't even let her buy me nothing out of that damn stuff. I was like, because even if you buy me something out of that stuff, you go think that I owe you
I guess.
$200 pair of jeans. That's crazy. It costs, you about $200 pair of jeans. Come on now, you got that big money.
But that's
If I did, it would be one time I would wear them and then put them up until a special occasion. So
Yeah, now I will wear them and take them back.
not for real. But that's kind of what we was talking about. Like, shoot, you got some rich white folks that still shop at the Goodwill. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like for real.
They dress like us.
Like, and you would never know because they not spending a whole bunch of money on no clothes. They
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 not.
they big money go to investments. That's what they put their money into. More investments.
They do. And then it ain't even just them too. It's a lot of rich people and wealthy people that dress like that. They don't buy the finer things that people will say the finer things in life. They don't buy all that. They don't spend a lot of money or whatever. They keep their money secure in different things or whatever. So that's why they say the rich stay rich and the poor stay poor. Because the rich think differently than what the poor or the majority of people think. The majority of people want to buy like I said earlier, Jordans and high price jeans and everything, but the rich and wealthy, they don't buy Jordans and high price clothes and stuff like that. But what was you gonna say, Tay?
I was just gonna say, I think that there should be a healthy margin of how much you put your money to investing, how much money you put toward investing, because it is very easy to get caught up in investing. Investing can sometimes be just like gambling because you
Exactly.
don't know you don't know what's going to happen with your money. So it's almost like just like when someone asks you to borrow money and they say if you let that person borrow that money, you got to act like you'll never get it back just in case you don't ever get it back. So with investing, you're still putting your money into something that you're not
Yeah.
100% positive of if it's going to grow or drop. And so
Yeah.
therefore you got to look at it like I'm investing this money and I have to act like, what if I never get it back? You know what I'm saying? You can't act like you know what's going to happen to that money. It's still a gamble.
Yeah.
Investment is not just, oh, I'm going to put it here because Nike's doing great and I
Yeah.
know it's going to double. No, you don't know because,
But you know, when people when they're thinking like that or whatever, you don't know. You can't
right,
trust. You can never trust anything as far as investing. But being in an investing world, there's the number one rule is to never put all your eggs in one basket. Just like your money or whatever. You don't keep all your money in one bank. You got multiple banks. I don't know anybody that just got one bank
well,
because
and
I
I'm
used to
not,
go to a couple different banks. When
mhm,
yeah, well, right now I only use one bank, but they say you never put all your eggs in one basket when it comes to
right. And that's
investing
why I
or
don't.
saving your money.
But that's why I'm not big on investing, not because of that, but just because I don't want to take the money that I've earned and put it into something that I don't know if it's going to double or just fall. I don't know, and
Yeah, we
I
don't.
just don't want to do that. I'm not a gambler either, so I'm not just saying that for investments. I'm saying I don't like, excuse me, using my money towards something that I don't know for sure if it's going to triple. However, I do know that I can choose to open a specific type of bank account that my money continues to grow it just from sitting there. Yes, the bank is getting money from my money sitting there, but there's also a bank account that you can set up where the more money you have that sits in there longer, it increases and you can actually gain from the savings. So
And
that
that high interest bank account ain't
The
gonna give you as
interest.
much money as you're
an
gonna get as
investment.
if you make an investment. Like scared money don't make money, but it's about now. As much as y'all don't like Donald Trump, let me say, like in his book Art of the
God
Deal
bless Donald Trump.
that I read a long time ago.
Of course.
You know, hold on, I'm trying to fucking drive, and I know these motherfuckers look like they're about to try to run through this light. I ain't got
Donald
my.
Trump will save
But
America.
anyway, like imagine being able to do a $5 million deal. Like you said, if you can do let's say a $50,000 real estate deal, as long as you cross your T's and dot your I's, you can do a $5 million deal. Now he has been one who has been in bankrupt before, but you see him bounce back. He said there was a point in time in his life where he was just somewhere in the park and there was a homeless man on a bench, and he was like this. Although he had way more money in the bank than the homeless man, his net worth it was in the negative because his failed investments. So he was like the homeless man was actually really worth more than him. You know what I'm saying? But you see that man has bounced back. And I think that fear aspect is what keeps our people down. Like we still think about 9 to 5, 9 to 5, and as long as I can survive. Well, you got other people who are out here putting their neck on the line. And yes, you might fail, but you don't know. But if you do it strategically, if you know, okay, I'm gonna buy this house, it has this certain amount of rate of return, and I can rent it out for this amount. I pay it off, and in 30 years, I have this much money in my net worth. You know what I'm saying? And I keep buying these properties 2 a year if I can, 1 a year if I can, or find some creative financing technique in order to lock a house up. I mean, some people they really already want super high amounts on a rent, but there are some people who are leasing these homes out, who are leasing the home from the owner and then turning around and subleasing them to somebody else and possibly doing a land contract where a person has to put like $20,000 down and then they're taking in something over whatever they got to pay the owner every month. Like I ran into a guy like that and I told him like, yeah, that ain't the ain't might not be okay for this. I mean, but there are ways to invest smart. Like my stocks right now are down. I ain't got a lot. You know what I'm saying? But my stocks are down. I looked at them today. I'm like, hold on, what done happened this week? You know what I'm saying? But stocks all in all are down. But
Yeah,
as long as I don't sell any, I haven't lost anything because they
you
can
good as
just as
long as you
well
don't
be
sell
up
at a
next week.
loss.
And that's the
Yeah,
best time to buy. When they are down, the best time is to buy because when they go back up, that's when you cash in and you take them out.
When
yeah.
it
So
goes
it's just
back up,
about
you make an actual profit off of it. And you gotta
you
take
just
that
gotta
profit out
be
and figure everything out.
you just gotta be educated. I know I came in on tail end and I missed whatever y'all was talking about, but you just gotta be educated when it. Like I'm not gonna. If somebody be like, "Hey, give me your tax money and then let me flip it." Like I always still think that's the most stupidest shit that can ever be done because a lot of times people gonna run off on you with your tax money.
Exactly.
And then
Right.
if they don't run off on you with the tax money, what if they get locked up? Then what if they be like, oh well, he gave me the money? Like it's so much in that. Like nah, like I don't want if it's illegal, I don't want no parts of it. But if it is something like, hey, let's all put in some money and let's go buy this land, and then let's turn this land into plots and then sell it to a developer. And now we done we done made a couple hundred thousands, a couple million because we went in on this land that we subdivided into plots and then sold the plans to a developer. You see what I'm saying? Like, so
Yeah,
it's about thinking outside of it. Like the traditional way of hustling, that dope, all that kind of stuff is dead, man. But there are other ways to make it happen.
Let me ask you this now. Can you be now? How do people own the like where the developed area is, and then they make people pay rent on it?
You talking about RV people?
what you mean?
Yeah, or
You
like
talking about
certain businesses have to pay the rent, and you make profit off of that.
well, you talking about if you build a building
No, like a storefront. You know what I mean? Like the mall. The mall has to pay. Like who is it? Who is in Indianapolis? The largest. Largest.
can anybody hear me?
We all can hear you.
You was going out for a minute. I can hear you now when you said you ain't
I
quite
just
hear me.
pulled back. I just pulled back up at home, so I don't know if y'all can hear me or not.
I can hear you now.
We can
So
hear
I don't
you.
know if I don't know if Carlton talked
Now you
You
mobile
just
can
said
homes, mobile homes, or you talking about buying the land, building the building, and then renting it out to a place like Amazon?
or anywhere really, like even just stores. You know, stores are gonna get your money.
A lot of times, people who build the building, they want to own the land too here. So if they gonna build the building on the land, they gonna want to own the land also.
I
So
got you.
you wouldn't even. Why would you even allow somebody to build a building on your land that
on
you
your
leasing
land.
out?
Yeah,
And you don't. You know what I'm saying? That just it's hustling backwards here. But
Got you.
what you can definitely do is buy a couple acres and then break them up into lots and then plan to have however many houses in this division and then sell that idea to a developer like Pyatt or I don't know, I don't know, anybody and
Hmm.
let them actually build the houses. Let them actually like you done got the whole plans together. You got the city signed off on it. And all you got to do is find somebody who is willing to buy this subdivision. And what do you think is going on in Plainfield and Avon and Brownsburg? Like, it's people out here who own that land, who
You know
sold that
what?
land for a profit.
Speaking of Donald Trump, because I watched the documentary, because I really wanted to know who Donald Trump was outside of the media. So one of the things Donald Trump did was he convinced the bank and he convinced the city that he already had the bank's money, and he convinced the city he convinced the city that the bank would back him. And he was able to move a deal without anything, and he was in the news.
But he already had money too, though. Now his daddy was already a millionaire, billionaire.
Yeah. Right. So I was like, dang, that's a suave move right there. Like, he was able to do this type of shit. And I'm like, dang, so you can learn a lot, even though you may not respect him for him morally, businessly, you got to give it to him on a business level.
He ain't did nothing wrong, man. We just feel like we can't get away with it because we don't know how to do it. And that's why we might find fault with it. But just because he knows how to get around the tax code, like he said to Hillary Clinton. Yeah. Well, when your friends do it, then
I'll do it. I'll start paying taxes. Because none of y'all pay taxes.
I don't know if it's not that he don't pay them. It's just like this. Well, truth be told is his own business. If I put the business, it's not my name, it's the company's name. I ain't got to pay those taxes. Those taxes ain't got nothing to do with me as a person. Man, the only thing I'm required to pay is whatever my salary is that I pay myself. That's what I'm required to pay. And then outside of that, it's probably a lot of tricks that I can do with the business, with the write-offs, in order to not have to pay some of those fees. But it's about having the right people in your corner and knowing what to do to make sure that your butt is covered. Otherwise, if you get the wrong person, as we said before, you're going to be like Wesley Snipes.
Sure.
Was it Wesley Snipes had a bad tax person, or was he just said, fuck it, I ain't paying no fucking taxes?
I don't know what his
actually knows the truth for that. We just know it was back taxes. We don't know what happened with it.
They made an example out of Wesley Snipes while they let certain other people get away with the exact same thing.
Didn't they get Ron Isley for the same thing?
You know what? I would feel part of reparations.
Nobody got hit worse than Wesley.
I would feel like for reparations, 10 years of no taxes for if you could prove that one of your ancestors was in cattle slavery. I'm all for that one. 10 years tax free. So then you can't say this country hasn't did shit for you. And then I was talking
I need that tax free on top of everything else that I deserve. It's not gonna be just that tax free shit.
Well, we got to see. These are things that black people need to sit around and talk about.
What if I don't even work? What if I don't even work? What if I get disability or something? Like, how in the fuck does that tax free 10 years? How does that benefit me?
We can't worry about that. We got to worry about the working class people, and we'll get back to the other thing. I'm talking about things like that. I'm talking about working people.
Everybody matter, man, and it's got to be something that benefits everybody. And we talking about
most of us think about what Donald Glover, Childish Gambino said. He said, "This is America." Did you understand anything he said in that song? If you heard the song, and the video shows you about what the hell is going on in America. They ain't trying to give us no reparations or nothing like that.
That's because black people don't fight for it. Like you, and instead of we be on this podcast and not talk about it, and we should grassroot it and then write it up and push it all the way up to the Congress and do stuff like that.
Don't you think there are people who are already writing bills?
Yes, and I don't like what they're doing. They're only doing it currently. They're not trying to go back to where they really are. They're only trying to do it within the past 50 years. You see what I mean?
I don't understand what you're saying.
they're only doing it like redlining and going to prison. They're not really trying to really take care of the whole situation. And that's why somebody, if you think,
I don't know who you talking about, but most people who I know are pushing the agenda are going back to the descendants of slavery. And they're not talking about only redlining. They're not only talking about the 13th Amendment. They're talking about descendants of slaves need to get this money.
right, because they just gave them Venezuelans 2,500 in food stamps, right? No, it was like $2,000
They
in
gave
food
them more
stamps.
than that.
No, only 2,000 in food stamps. Was like, damn, they don't need all that goddamn food. What the hell? I'm like, this country gives a lot of food to everybody else, but its own people, screw them. And we're the ones that hold the weight. That's what I don't understand. We're paying for it through our money.
But these immigrants and illegals, they get more than what people who live here all their life get.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy.
One thing I can say about Mexican immigrants, they've always been about working. These other lazy people that's coming over here now, they're lazy. Their government told them, their governor said this: if you don't want to work and be part of this country, go to the United States and take care of you. That's exactly what's happening. They coming over here and the United States is taking care of them. Hell,
all right, that's cool, y'all. Let's change up. We done lost some viewers since we started talking about the Venezuela and the migrants. We done lost them. So I'm not against going into booty talk. We got probably about 30 minutes.
all right.
I would love to pick up where we left off on Tuesday. Where do you need somebody to coach you in the bedroom, or should you coach somebody? Like this, like making a sandwich. If a guy, hold on, somebody got an echo.
Tell him that he fell asleep.
No, I
fell asleep.
Okay.
So if somebody make a sandwich, if a girl make you a sandwich and she didn't ask you how you like it made, they said that she just made you another nigga sandwich. If she in the bedroom,
say that again, please.
Wow, that sounds like something Uncle Ruckus would say.
I didn't hear you.
That's an ass nigga sandwich.
If you got a girl and she don't ask you how you like your sandwich made, and the first time she ever make you a sandwich, she done made you a sandwich that she done made for another nigga. Like,
wow. I never heard that.
Crazy.
I never heard that, but I do ask though. I ask, but I never heard that.
That goes into the coaching thing. Like if a girl be like, do it like this, swirl to the side, in and out real quick, stop for a minute, just ahead. Like she might be trying to coach you on somebody else's moves.
Yeah, another nigga.
No. What
about
we trying to coach you on how we going? We trying to coach you on how it's done for us. That's it. We got to get to know each other, right? So you got to know my spot, my sensitivity, what makes me come, what makes me wet, what makes me dry. Like you got to understand that. So I have to tell you, if we can't communicate about how to do each other and what pleases each other, then you're just going to be doing whatever you want to do and not knowing if it's even pleasing me.
Well, you can definitely tell him what he's doing ain't working, but if you be like, do it this certain kind of way, you might be making him somebody else a sandwich. I don't know.
Not if we stroking his ego and not telling him if he's not doing it right.
I see it from both ways. I mean, the lady could be teaching what she likes from Ray Ray or Javante, but at the same time, she could be teaching to be better than Ray Ray and Javante.
No, we ain't teaching you to be better. We teaching you us. So you can either learn how to take care of us, just like we got to learn how to take care of you.
Who taught you how to like that? Because you're
supposed to be a
no, we taught ourselves. You teach yourself. You teach yourself. You know what you like. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. Most women are going to touch themselves to eventually figure out how they like it or whatever. Like you have went through those stages where you've touched yourself and you figured out, oh, okay, that's my sensitive spot. That's how I
Yeah,
like it.
I ain't gonna
And
lie.
yes, there are some men that know how to do that or learned you enough to do that. But baby, us telling you is because we in hopes of not just liking you a lot, but that you will listen to what
I,
takes us there.
so
But
here,
what if
here,
Ray
here,
Ray did put it on you and you just think about Ray Ray
and
while you
no,
with me?
she
Oh, now
giving the
that's
Ray Ray
just
vibe.
trifling.
She
No,
giving the
That feel
Ray
like
Ray
Ray
vibe
Ray, don't
That's
it? That feel
because
like
trifling.
Ray
I
Ray.
feel
That
like
is so
Ray
trifling.
let's say
Ray
That
and
we
his
is
dealing
boy
with
nasty.
Javante,
hold on.
they
That is
running
Let's say
nasty.
trains.
we dealing with two people who understanding they have an open their mind is receptive to pay attention to what they're doing in the bedroom, right? There should be no reason for somebody to tell you, "Oh, I didn't like that part. Oh, I like this part." Because if you're paying attention, if
No,
you got to tell me out your mouth that I need to do it this particular kind of way, then obviously you're saying that I'm not paying attention to what you like. So I don't
that,
think that
that's not
I don't
true.
think yeah,
no.
man. Yeah.
What about that song that goes, "Take the time, cause I really wanna take you down"?
That ain't
Uh,
how the
You
song
gotta
go.
take the time, cause you really want to take her down. That means as a man, you gotta take her down.
baby,
I
Are
think
you
I
making a
after a couple
remix to that
times
song?
after a couple times you figure out this person's body. And they shouldn't have to open their mouth and be like, well, I really don't like it when you push it all the way in the back like that. Because if you hear her going and running, she might not like that. So then you have to adjust. That might have worked for somebody else and it might not work for her. So I just feel like it's just something that you learn. Don't coach me. Don't, if I'm doing the wrong and I haven't figured it out, then I might
Whoa.
not be the one for you.
to each his own. Because you can coach me, tell me how you like it done right. Tell me you like this better, you like that better. You want me to suck this part harder, less, whatever. Coach me. I gotta learn you. And if I'm not doing it right, it's okay. Tell me how to do it right, how you like it. But at the end of the day, it's to each his own. And if I'm telling you how to do it, that means I didn't already gave you time to figure it out and you ain't getting it. And I'm not trying to be harsh about it. But if we are able to be open enough to share each other's naked bodies, then we are able enough to talk to each other about the likes and dislikes in our bedroom
So
life.
if you done gave them enough time to figure it out, that goes back to my original point. Uh, and you finally tell them like, "Hey, this ain't working, big dog. You're gonna have to whoop 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 whoop." And
You got to find somebody
if they
else.
don't figure it out and they keep doing it the way they do it, you leaving or you staying?
Yeah, she
You
gonna hit
already and you
Javante
asked
up.
me this before. You ready for the same answer? You didn't believe me the last time I gave you the answer. You ain't gonna believe me now.
You did say you was gonna stay because you like the person.
Yeah,
Gotcha. Cause they
I've
could
already
get
been
So
better.
there.
That as time goes
And
on, they could get better.
I
Cause
definitely
it takes a
it
thousand
does get
thousand
to know
times.
who the person is. I'm gonna speak now. Yeah, I do think that there are different people that present different things in different ways. Now, depending on how you like to be pleased, my biggest thing is this. At the beginning, like, no, I'm not gonna coach you, I'm not gonna tell you anything. There are all types of things that people do when it comes to sex. Like, some people actually will get on the rhythm of the person that they're messing with and learn how they like it, and then they will move accordingly to that. Then you have other people that do their own style. Depending on what you like is going to determine your outcome of what you want. So, if, say for instance, I am dating and we're doing it, and I decide, like, I don't like to be I don't I don't like this. I don't like this position. This is what I'm thinking in my mind, but I haven't said anything to him. Well, my body reactions are gonna tell a lot. For one, like Tay was saying, like, usually if somebody it's either you're gonna get wetter or you're gonna get drier, or you know what I'm saying, or you may stop moaning or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like there are gonna be ways where you can be like, okay, yeah, this is not, I'm not feeling this. But whether you say something at that moment or not, no, I wouldn't say it at the moment. I'm the type of person, I'm not gonna coach you during sex. I'm gonna show you and tell you before we even get to the bedroom. Like I'm gonna tell you like certain things like, well, you know how some people like foreplay. Some people like to start differently. Some people just like to get straight to the point, like, oh, let me just stick it in. You know what I'm saying? Some people want to get penetrated or, you know, oral sex or, you know what I'm saying? So you have to, it's kind of different with each person. But if you've been in a long-term relationship, you should be able to know at that point. Well, to be honest, I'm not gonna go in a full relationship for over a certain amount of time if I'm not sexually pleased. So that will be a that would definitely be a deal breaker for me, not sexually pleasing me, because I would not want to cheat. So if I know I'm not a cheater and that's not what I do, if I know that my partner is not sexually pleasing me, then we don't need to be doing this, because the whole point of being physically active is for both parties to come. And if that's not happening, that's because you're not doing it right, or you're not hitting the spots, or something is not clicking.
So what
Now,
do you think about the women who said I ain't never came? And I've seen this on social
that,
media, and I've seen a movie or two.
there's
But
two
they
things.
said they ain't never ever came.
They fuck with their sensitivity so much. They probably was somebody who used a lot of vibrators or something, to where
That's why I was gonna say dildos.
like
They done messed up they hoes.
they messed up their sensitivity. Like, your sensitivity, it will take a lot for you, um because you're used to penetrating yourself. Uh, Another thing I would say is that they
Hey
ain't
Carlton, you gotta mute your mic, bro. You
if they
got
never
the
The
feedback.
echo.
they're unexperienced, which meaning, because as we all know, sex is a mind thing. You have to know how to come. Like honestly, like just like guys can make themselves come, women can make ourselves come if we want to, but it's a mind thing. But it takes us longer because it's not as easy for us. Like y'all just sticking it in, but with us, you have to find the spot inside of us. So it's different, you know. Um,
All
it's
vagina is not made the same. Some women
oh
are
yeah,
very sensitive, just like you have a 2 minute brother, and you can master that thing with a couple strokes, and you can be letting them loose, you know?
right.
So I just think all of them are not the same. Some of them